Hey Adam, so we're going to start chapter 3 precisely where we left off in chapter 2, and they seriously spend like 4 pages setting up this photo shoot for the newspaper, and it's all really kind of inconsequential, and Anastasia is super excited because she totally thinks that Christian Grey has like a mega crush on her. She's so cute. Stupid. So finally, I'm just going to skip the 4 pages setting up the interview because it's just her freaking out and acting like she's 14 even though she's almost a college graduate, which makes me embarrassed for members of my gender and age group. So they get to the hotel where they're doing the photo shoot, and that's where Jose and Christian Grey meet, setting up the romantic rivalry, and they're super cool and they appraise each other because it's manly, I guess. I don't know, Adam, is that what you men do? Appraise each other as romantic rivals? Whatever. So yeah, there's that alpha male bullshit that no one really cares about because the masculine territorial thing is just so overdone. But despite that, Anastasia is just super excited because Christian Grey is hot. And she says, "My wish has come true. I can stand and admire Grey from not so afar. Twice our eyes lock, and I have to tear myself away from his cloudy gaze." Why is it cloudy? Did I miss the part where Christian Grey was blind? Plot twist. Alright. So they go through the photo shoot. Anna stares at him and is a total creep. And then Christian Grey asks her out for coffee, and, you know, she's way excited because, yeah, Christian Grey and coffee, and he loves her. And, like, Kate is really suspicious of him because there's just something about him, which is a cop-out. And Jose disapproves because he's playing the spurned lover. So we have to assume that Anna really actually is incompetent because everyone is just so like, I don't know about this, Anna. And, you know, essentially Anastasia cannot control her own life. Which, honestly, at this point, doesn't surprise me at all. But she still goes out to coffee with him. And they're walking through the hotel. And they hold hands, and Anna's way excited. So they get outside, and Grey turns left and strolls to the corner where we wait for the crosswalk to change. He's still holding my hand. I'm in the street, and Christian Grey is holding my hand. I think she's hyperventilating. I imagine her with her free hand and a paper bag right now. No one has ever held my hand. Do I need to repeat the part where she's almost a college graduate? She's 21 years old, and I find this, I mean, I don't think she's lying to us, but I find this completely hard to believe. But despite her hand-holding virgin status, Anna thinks vaguely sexual thoughts when they get to the coffee shop, which makes her really embarrassed. When Grey asks her what she's thinking about, and she doesn't say this, but in her monologue goes, "I was just thinking about running my fingers through your hair and wondering if it would feel soft to the touch." Who thinks stuff like that? Wondering if it would feel soft to the touch. I don't... No. No. Just no. And then Grey goes on to ask her some really invasive questions about her relationship status, like, is he your boyfriend? Is that guy your boyfriend? What about that guy? And that guy? And that guy over there? Actually, he only asks about Jose and Paul, aka Jacob Black, and Mike, what's-his-face, from Twilight. Yeah, so he just keeps asking her about her lack of boyfriends. Then Anastasia gets a question in, and she says, which is the stupidest question ever, "Why haven't you asked me to call you by your first name?" Is this book set in the 1800s? Like, I wasn't aware that we had asked permission for that anymore. If that is the case, I would like to apologize to all of my acquaintances for calling you by your first name when I didn't get your permission to do so. How rude. But then Gray takes over again and says, tell me about your parents. And Anastasia thinks, why does he want to know this? It's so dull. One of the first tips in writing is to not do shit like that, because if your narrator is bored, if your narrator doesn't know why she's interesting, then the reader's not going to be interested. And I'm not. So, mission accomplished. Oh, and then here we go again. They're talking, and Gray says, you've interviewed me once already, and I can recollect some quite probing questions then. Ha, probing. I'm sorry, I'm a 16-year-old boy. Anyway, and Anastasia thinks, holy shit, he's remembering the gay question. Once again, I'm mortified. In years to come, I know I'll need intensive therapy to not feel this embarrassed every time I recall that moment. I start babbling about my mother, anything to block that memory. Like, that's really the thing that's gonna haunt you? You have done countless embarrassing things in front of this man already, and the one thing that's gonna get you is the fact that you question his sexuality. Like, I thought this was erotica, not awkward homophobes in love. Ugh, I'm so disinterested now, because now I'm just offended. So they talk more about their families, and Anna keeps up the Christian Gray's a babe and a half monologue, and I get it. He's God's gift to heterosexual women everywhere. Definitely not gay men, because this is homophobes in love, remember, not 50 Shades of Grey. But then, finally, Anna asks him if he has a girlfriend, and he says, no, Anastasia, I don't do the girlfriend thing. Oh, what does that mean? She thinks. He's not gay. Oh, maybe he is. He must have lied to me in the interview. I don't understand that logic. Like, what? Because, so when you're single, and you like to be single, that means you're gay? Well, it looks like I've got some thinking to do, because I'm single, and I thought I was just happy about it, but I'm a lesbian. My God, this book just taught me something. It's not kidding when it said that this was going to stay with me forever. I'm going to finish up this chapter and then go, like, write in my journal about how I might be a lesbian because of Anastasia Steele's, like, unyielding logic on the subject. But okay, the chapter ends then with Anastasia tripping into the street and almost getting hit by, like, someone riding a bike. Not a motorcycle, but like a motherfucking bicycle. It all happened so fast. 1 minute I'm falling, the next I'm in his arms and he's holding me tightly against his chest. I inhale his clean, wholesome scent. He smells of freshly laundered linen and some expensive body wash. Can you smell the price of body wash? She's got one powerful nose. It's intoxicating. I inhale deeply. Are you okay? He whispers. He has one arm around me, clasping me to him, while the fingers of his other hand softly trace my face, gently probing, examining me. Is he a doctor? Christian Grey can do anything. His thumb brushes my lower lip and his breath hitches. He's staring into my eyes, and I hold his anxious, burning gaze for a moment. Or maybe it's forever. Doubtful. But eventually, my attention is drawn to his beautiful mouth. And for the first time in 21 years, I want to be kissed. Seriously? First time? I want to feel his mouth on mine. And then the chapter ends on that major cliffhanger, which I'm sure we could find out if I just, like, looked over to the side. But you know what? I don't want to know what happens. I don't want to know what happens between these two homophobic people who are just totally awkward, and the sexual tension is killing me. But I think I can wait to find out if they kiss until Adam takes chapter 4. So, have fun with that awkward bullshit, and until next time, I'm gonna throw that book, I swear to God, at the end of every fucking video.